but I'd rather stay here.
You can stay there. You can talk from over there.
Okay, cool.
It's on.
You're live.
I'm live.
We have a tablet?
So I was doing some brainstorming, guys. Man, I love listening. I got this new podcast that I've been listening to, My First Million, and I love listening to it because it gets my juices flowing, reinvigorates my business, the business mind. We talked about it the other day. Like, you have to get out of your store, get out of your cocoon, or how do you want to say it?
Shell.
Not really your shell, but I mean your environment.
You turtle?
You want to get out of your environment and see other people operating in their environment, so it inspires you back in your own environment.
Right.
And so listening to this podcast, My First Million, has really, I mean, they're guys that just talk about people that made millions and millions of dollars starting businesses, being good at business. It was something like the guy that started a waste management. So this Italian guy moves to the United States. He buys one garbage truck. And then he says, how do I scale this? So he started buying out other garbage truck companies and built Waste Management. He sold Waste Management and made like $6 billion. So when he got done with Waste Management, what did he do? He started
called Blockbuster. So he opened up the first Blockbuster. So then he started buying out mom and pop video stores. I got that echo. He started buying out mom and pop video stores all around the nation and built Blockbuster. He sold that, and then he opened a company called AutoNation. AutoNation is the largest seller of cars in the world. I don't know about the world, but the United States. They own like hundreds and hundreds of car dealerships. Hundreds of car dealerships. So, smart people just, idea people just, keep coming out with new ideas. It's just incredible, man. So
I started listening.
You listen to it. So I recommend anybody who needs inspiration.
My First Million. It's about two guys that made millions and millions of dollars, and now they're just sharing their knowledge and sharing the businesses. They're venture capitalists now, but it's very inspiring, very inspiring. But anyways, my channel is called Liquidation Motivation. Guys, thanks for coming on today. This channel is all about
eBay, Amazon, pallet buyers, truckload buyers, bin stores, liquidation stores, consignment shops, but most of all, building wealth. Building wealth. What's up, Jeff? It's showtime. Yes, it is. Thanks for jumping on. I'm very excited. Something good bad happened with my last live. So the bad part was I was talking about somebody that I didn't mention their name. It was the person, the distributor that's not real responsive to me. And they set up that they were going to sell me all these loads, and I didn't get any loads. So yesterday I got the call back, and I ended up purchasing 13 truckloads off the seller.
Awesome.
13 truckloads.
4 of them are coming in today.
4 truckloads are coming in today. So 2 Amazon large, those large, big, bulky stuff. So let me give you a good strategy right now. One, I don't even know what one is. She labeled it as P3. They labeled it as P3, so I don't know what it is. The other one was the smalls, the high discount smalls. So I got a truckload of high discount smalls. I opened through one box. That's why I'm late today. I went through one of the boxes, and it was good stuff. It was very good stuff for my bin store. There was some clothing in it, very little food. I expected there to be a lot more food, but it was good. Echo coming from the split screen. I think we fixed that, right? Echo's on the way, Brad. The audio is echoing.
It is?
Oh,
I'm gonna
sorry.
mute mine.
Yeah, you're sorry. My bad.
Oh, how's that? Is that better? Is that better, Brad and BMX Addict? Is that better? So I just went through one of the smallest pallets. I'm very excited that I found. Remember, I've been buying for 6 years from one supplier, from my local supplier here in Florida, a business that was picking up from Amazon. Been buying it for so long, and it just might have come to an end. It might have come to an end, which is heartbreaking because this has been, but we're not in business together, but this is a guy that I paid money to. He's sold me merchandise for 6 years, and it might be done. So I had to look elsewhere. So the broker contacted me. I don't know if they're a broker or if they're a contract holder, but they sent me the smalls. The larges are coming. They just told me I'm going to be in love with these larges. So this is a good strategy for you guys. The industry is having a tough time moving the larges. Not a lot of people can handle the larges. So if you can take away pain from somebody by buying the larges, then they'll sell you the smalls. And I think that's what's happening here. I committed to 10 truckloads of larges from the seller, and then they sent me the smalls, and now they're sending me a mediums, and they're sending me another one today. So I'm super, super excited. I'm sorry, 5 truckloads are coming in. I forgot the mediums. So it's the smalls came in, the mediums are coming in, some P3s coming in, and then two bulk loads coming in. So, and the bulk loads can be good, right? We had one pallet that had 3 boxes on. I didn't even know what it was, but I knew it was heavy. And when I opened it all up, it ended up being one of those beds, you know, that go on a wall and like come down, like they use in like New York City apartments. What do they call those beds?
Loft beds.
Loft beds. You know, I look it up. It's $2,000. $2,000 for the one bed is how much it costs. That's one pallet out of a full truckload. So you can find some big stuff, some good stuff, but it's just, you know, you need to have the room. We need to have the room. You know, so I'm fortunate. I have a big store. Stanley took I had a drone kind of buried in my office. Stanley brought it out and took some video of our store. Stan, can you pop that video up?
Yeah.
Murphy bed.
A Murphy bed. There you go. That's what it's called. A Murphy bed. There you go. So yeah, we got a Murphy bed on one of the pallets. We got an air hockey table on another pallet. It's just a bunch of good stuff. There you go. Look at that drone footage. Now I'm going to have him reshoot it because I don't like that he shot it on a cloudy day because Florida is beautiful. But look how big that damn store is, man. 110,000 square feet. I need to do something on that roof. I got I could put tennis courts or something on that roof, but that's how big my Resale America is. So if anybody else out there has a store like that, try to take away the pain points from the brokers and buy those bulk loads, and then they'll be able to sell you the cheaper loads. BMX Addict says, yeah, Jeff says Murphy bed. You're right. Harry, what's happening? Good morning. BMX Addict says, I love bulk loads. All the Nordic tracks and workout equipment can be worth $2K in just one item. 100%. BMX. Yeah, they're cheap. They're very cheap, and I want to try to move these loads for my friend. They're coming out of Florida. So if anybody else wants any bulk loads, feel free to private message me, DM me. Is that what I'm supposed to say? DM? DM me direct. What's that? Direct message? Yeah, direct message me because I want to solve her problems. I don't want to make any money off it. I just want to solve her problems so that I can consistently get the smaller loads, so that I can consistently stock my bin stores, so that I can consistently open more bin stores, right? That's my whole goal here, is to open more bin stores. Yeah, BMX, they are cheap too. I've seen them a little while ago. They're like $4,500. Then I saw them at $3,000. So, if you can get them anywhere under $3,000, I think it's a great deal. It's a great deal. So listen, if anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, put them down in the comment box down below. Remember, if you haven't ever subscribed to our channel, Liquidation Motivation, where we give all the information to be in a bin store, liquidation store, or you just get to hang out with Mandy and Mary, go over there and sign up for Liquidation Motivation. Like and subscribe.
I have an announcement.
Esteban's got an announcement. Go ahead, buddy.
So on Monday, we're going to have Jeff from eBay Addicts joining us because Senor Thomas Schultz will be away, and we're gonna have a chat with Jeff. And on Wednesday, we're going to have John from Flippin' Ain't Easy. He's been on our channel before. He is he met Tom over there in Vegas when he went for the what do you call it? AMD, ASD
trade
conference.
show. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So next week, so Sunday, I'm leaving to, I'm going to New York City for an NFT conference, trying to promote the project that I'm involved with, a couple projects that we're involved with. And I'm really excited to go out there and talk crypto with a bunch of other people that like crypto, because remember, when I start talking crypto on here, my viewership goes down. But out there, everybody wants to talk crypto. So I'm very excited. Maybe I can sign on the live. You can send me the link. I can get on the lives with you guys on the phone for a little while. I don't know what my schedule is. I'll get my schedule when I get there. But yeah, we're going to have some guests next week. We're going to continue doing videos, continue doing lives all week long. I'll be back on Thursday, back in the studio on Friday. So, I'm really excited. I'm really excited about going to New York City. So listen, guys, if you got any questions or comments or concerns, please put them down in the comment section down below. What do we want to talk about? Bin stores, eBay. We got a video coming out of all the stuff we just sold on eBay, right? That should be out today. Our last eBay haul that we did, not the haul, the last eBay shipping that we did. Things seem to be selling pretty good. We're selling a lot of $100 and $200 items lately. It seems like our cost per item seems to be going up. You agree with that, Esteban?
Yeah, I can also pull up what our average numbers are too.
Yeah, I didn't look at the P&L. I know he sent me the P&L for last week. We did have that suspension in there, so that affected sales. But once the suspension was lifted last Thursday, sales shot right up. So it was real exciting. I do wonder if people are, all over the news is that the supply chain's being disrupted, which we all know about. We see the picture on the news of the boats sitting outside of San Francisco, outside of Long Beach, California, waiting to get in to unload their cargo. The problem is there's not enough trucks to haul the cargo out of California because there's a labor shortage going on, and they're talking about being a shortage during the Christmas season. So are people trying to jumpstart on their Christmas shopping now so that they don't have to face that problem come Christmas time? That definitely can be a problem. That definitely can be an issue. So, Stanley, is nobody commenting, or we just got something wrong with the comments there?
Oh, nobody's commenting.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
Maybe because we were late.
Because we're late, yeah. And so I think a lot of people are getting a jump start on Christmas. That's going to be good for our stores. That's going to be good for our business.
Oh, we're not live on any of the Facebook channels.
We're not.
No, we're too late. It deleted our live.
Oh, no wonder why. Can we go back in live on those now?
No, it's not. You'd have to make a new live.
Have to make a new live? Oh, that's why it's down. Okay, that's fine. So, yeah, anybody else have any questions or comments? We're not broadcasting on our Facebook page like we normally do right now. Must be we were too late. I was too excited about the high piece count load. I was going through it, and I was finding cool stuff like tarot cards in there. I found some good mugs, some good watered mugs. There's some electronics in there, which makes me excited. There was a lot of gift cards. There was about 10,000 gift cards in there. So I'm going to start calling them and calling the companies and see if I can get these gift cards activated. I've never found a good gift card in one of my high piece count pallets. I always try to activate them, and they're never any good. But I'm thinking one of these days it's going to happen, right? One of these days I'm going to plug in that number. It's going to be like, you have $50 times thousands, right? One of these days. Have you guys ever got gift cards in your high piece count pallets? What do you do with your gift cards? Some people put them right in their bin stores, and then those people buy them at the bin stores and realize they're no good. But it's the gamble they take, right? It's the gamble they take. Harry said, better late than never. Yeah, Harry, we are late. We are late to the show today, but I'm so excited about all 5 truckloads we got coming in.
So I got a numbers in regards to eBay.
Okay, go ahead. That's one's got the eBay numbers.
So take note that this is last week, and we just came back from being restricted for 7 days. And our gross earnings was $3,000, a little over $3,000. But I can see that our average price per item is a little over $50. For last week, it was $60. So we're selling really good. And what's how we recovered for last week was that on Sunday we had $1,700 worth of gross sales.
So that 3,000 is just Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just 4 days.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because we're averaging about 5,000 a week in sales right now, which we're trying to get up to 20,000, and we got to scale it up there. And we're coming out with the girls that run the eBay department are saying, "Hey Tom, when are you going to come out with that incentive program?" Yeah. So we gotta match. I told Diana, you and I will have that program all set up by Monday, so we got to figure that out. Okay, an incentive program to get them to list more. They just don't list enough, or there's no incentive for them to list more. So they're not bad employees. It's just there needs to be an incentive that. So here's what they're listing now. We're going to set the bar higher for them to make the same amount of money. So right now they're listing about 150 items a week or so. I'm gonna set the bar at like 250 a week, and then if they list more than 250, then they make additional money on top of that, and it can be unlimited. I don't care how much money they make. It doesn't matter to me how much money they make. I want them to make unlimited money because that means I'm going to make more money, and that's the whole goal here. Set Hook says, which loads are better, the 6-foot high piece count or the 7-foot? Price different for me is 5,000. I don't know. I don't know the difference between the 6 and the 7-foot. I just think it's whatever box the warehouse has. I believe it's the same product. Maybe you'll get an extra foot of product in there, but even like the 6-footers I got in today, they must be more than the ones I got in today must be 6'6". They were taller than me. I'm 6'3", but they're a little bit taller than me. But it's only filled like this tall with product. So it's really 6.5 feet with 4.5 feet of product in there. So it's a little deceiving. I don't understand why they don't just fill it up to the top. So it's a little strange, but I like the product that's in there. What's that?
It's like a Lay's bag. It show the Lay's bag like.
Yeah, like the Lay's bag. Yeah. You open up, you get a big bag of chips, you open it up, and it's only filled up halfway. You know, like, what the hell? Come on, man. Don Schwartz says, did you ever resolve the manifest issue yet? Okay, so this is where I'm at with a manifest issue. So if anybody didn't see it, so I received it. I put a down payment on a truckload, $25,000, and I pay 9% of the manifest. So when the manifest came in, came in at $700,000, which means I owe 63 grand for one truckload of high piece count. I'm telling you, I've never paid that much for a truckload. The most I've ever paid for a truckload is I paid $40,000 for $400,000 worth of Dick's Sporting Goods, and that was a good load. So it was preposterous. So they sent me the manifest, and on it was a whole bunch of items that were way overpriced. So I complained. I bought it from a broker who bought it from a contract holder, and everybody should know everybody knows these people. But I'm not talking about who these people are because I think they're going to come good on it, and they're already started to come good on it. They came back yesterday saying that they will lower the manifest to $48,000. So let's say $50,000. They're saying 48. Let's say $50,000. That means it'll be a $45,000 truckload. Has anybody ever paid $45,000 for a high piece count truckload with zero good stuff in it? I mean, it didn't have any phones. There was probably 15 Apple keyboards, which are like $150 each. That was the best thing in there. I mean, so I'm glad that they came down $18,000 or but I still think it's too much. And I missed the call from the broker last night. I sent him a message this morning, tell him to call me whenever they get a chance. You know, so I'm going to have to revisit. I don't even know how to do this. I don't know how you verify a 50,000 item manifest, because even they give me the ASINs, right? The ASIN is the number that you can look up on Amazon to see where the product is on Amazon. Even when I look up the ASIN, the product's not there. So how do I know if their prices are right? I mean, you know, they look like the load that I bought today, the load that I got in today looks exactly the same as this load that I got from the broker that was manifested. So the load I'm buying today that I got today is a third of the price of that one. I mean, it's not even close. A little more than a third. It's not even close. So it doesn't make sense that I'd have to be out. I'm gonna end up paying $45,000 for a 6-foot high piece count load that had food in it, nothing high end. It just doesn't make any sense. I will never buy that product again. Never buy something. You know, at least when I put the deposit down, my expectation were that it would be within that amount of money in the deposit, right? I put a $25,000 deposit down. Last time I did the same truckload, I put a $20,000 deposit down. It came in at 15, so I got 5,000 back. This time I put down 25. They're telling me it's coming in at 48. I mean, it's just insane. It's just insane. 45. I'm sorry. Just insane to think that I'm going to blow that much money on it. And my problem is I partnered with a couple other bin stores on this load just to help them out. And you know, I don't want them to get screwed, and they're supposed to pay a third. But they got 8 pallets. I got 8 pallets. Another guy got 8 pallets each. And divide, you know, 45,000 divided by 3 is 15,000. I don't want them guys to get screwed. It's just ridiculous. So Don, I'm still in the midst of it. They did come down $18,000 on the price, but I don't think that's enough, man. I don't think that's enough. I mean, has anybody else out there paid $45,000 for a high peaks count load with nothing good in it? I did talk to a gentleman. There was the load that I talk about. There was a $400,000 manifested Amazon load with high end stuff in it, and that's the load that I talk about. A broker, it was $40,000, and then a broker was trying to sell it for $46,000, which I think is ridiculous to mark up $6,000. We talk about this all the time. The gentleman that bought that $40,000 load, it came in with only $250,000 worth of merchandise in it, and he's fighting with this contract holder too on that. So there are issues, man. There are issues. I mean, I would stick to the unmanifested high piece count loads. Make sure you get your pallets. Just make sure they're reasonably full and pay the lower price. You know, I see them at 16,000, 20,000, you know, right in that range, depending on which one you're getting. I know there's different levels. You can get one with food, without food, electronics. I've seen the electronics one. Somebody tried to get electronics from me because I've seen the high piece count electronic loads, but those are like $30,000, $27,000, $30,000. I've only seen them once. I tried to buy one for this other person who watches my channel, and they said, "Oh, no, you got to get in line. You got to get a part of the rotation, and then you might get one every so many months, you know." So it's hard to get the electronic loads. But I think because I'm buying these bulk loads, that now I can get in line on the electronic loads. So I'm pretty excited to see what those come in at. You know, and that's what's happening with the turbo smalls right now. I did. If anybody in the north, you know, in the central part of the country around Ohio, Illinois, that area needs any Home Depot turbos, the smalls, turbo smalls, which are great for bin stores, you can private message me. I can introduce you to somebody who is buying as many as they can, but sometimes they get too many, so they're looking for people to move them off to. So if anybody needs any of those, you can private message me. Zabra said, "Can Esteban sing
Suavemente by Elvis Crespo"? What's up, Stan?
Can you sing that? You know that song?
Suavemente. I don't know the lyrics. I'm sorry, bro.
We'll get him to work on that after we get off this live. Maybe we'll do that on Monday. We'll have him sing it on Monday. Set Hook said, "I've tried selling on eBay and I'm always getting my account suspended for ridiculous reasons."
Yeah.
I'm telling you, watch out for this Amazon stuff, man. It seems like anytime we sell something, we get an Amazon pallet back on eBay, we get dinged, we get burned, there's so much, you know, counterfeit stuff in there. There's so much, you know.
Look, we took down any jerseys that we thought that might be counterfeit. I mean, it's so hard to tell what's in our pallets that could be or could not be. There was one that was like a nail polish fixed. I don't know anything about nail polish, so we got dinged for that too. So you got to be careful what you get. So you just gotta, once you see those brands and get familiar with those Vero, get familiar with your Vero list, then you'll know what to list and what not to list.
Yeah, 100%. How much are the HD Turbo Smalls load? I don't know, Brandon. I can find out. I was paying $10.5 plus shipping whenever I was getting them, but they come out of Indiana, and he's much closer to Indiana. I don't know exactly where he's at, but I'd be happy to tell you. But I love them. I love those HD turbo loads. They come out of Georgia too, but nobody seems to be able to touch them in Georgia. Somebody must be buying all of them in Georgia, you know, that's kind of one of my problems. I need to have the shipping down because it's like $5,000 for me to ship from Indiana, $4,000. You know, in Georgia it'd only be like $1,800. Wholesale Queen says, "Can you do a tour of your bin stores?" Yeah, we're going to try to work that in. We've been talking about how we can produce more content for this store. And we want to go to the bin stores. We want to show you guys around. We're definitely going to be doing a lot of videos on the new bin store we're opening up because I think it's a really nice location. It's a really nice looking store on the inside cosmetically, and our bins are going to be nicer. Everything's going to be nicer there. So, but remember, I don't think you need nice. I don't think you need nice. Yes.
So we also have questions and that was sent via email, and I was going to read them to you, and hopefully you can answer them.
Okay.
This one was by Katie. She says, "Hi, I am Katie. I'm from Lansing, Mississippi. Am I right? Michigan. Sorry. Nice to virtually meet you. I have been researching the process of buying, reselling liquidation pallets for months now, collecting much information before I pursue this venture. And I have to say, out of all the YouTube advice I've gotten, your advice is by far the best, most thorough, and most trustworthy as it appears. Your videos are awesome and entertaining as hell. Thank you. To begin, I'm a huge thrifter. I've sold many things in the past 10 years, children's items and especially furniture. My dream has always been to pursue resale for a living in some form and have come into a bit of a small inheritance where I feel I can now. I have a friend that is making a living buying and selling pallet items in various ways on social media platforms simply out of her home or garage, which is appealing to me at this time because my children are still small. She claims that she buys her pallets from liquidation.com. However, to me that feels iffy to get my start, at least from everything I've researched. And who knows if she's being honest. My goal with this is to simply make a salary at this time and go from there. So my question to you is, where would you recommend spending my first 5 to 10K on pallets to get out of home business website, or would you recommend something local? With local, I worry about cherry picking, and with a website, everyone has different ideas on which is great. I would trust your advice though on where to begin and would greatly appreciate it. One more thing.
One more thing.
She also says, and one thing I do want to stress with my question is I do completely understand that pallets are a gamble to an extent. Maybe I invest in it and it doesn't work out for me. That's resale in general. I have enough experience to know that. Just simply want to feel like I gave my best shot at by asking the best in the business where specifically he would put his 5 to 10K to start a home-based business.
Okay, so I got $5,000 or $10,000. I'm going to start a home-based business. So this is literally me 6 years ago. I mean, I've already been in the resale business. I have my assets up in New York. I moved to Florida. My wife's job transferred her to Florida, or she had an opportunity to move to Florida. I accepted to get out of the freaking snow, right? So I moved to Florida, and I had to start all over again. So I sold my Resale America in New York to my brother, and so I came down here, and what I started, I had a family room in my house. And I started going to the Salvation Armies on Wednesday because that's half price day, and a bit here in Florida. So I mean, probably all over the world. So in Haiti, they have a tough time getting high-end merchandise, right, or sneakers or clothing and stuff like that. So there's a lot of Haitians in Florida, and what they do is they line up first at the Salvation Army, right? And they go in with shopping carts. They might have 6 of them. They must get there at 5 in the morning. I don't know. And they go in with shopping carts and fill their shopping carts filled with all the sneakers, right? All the good sneakers. And then they go over to the side and they leave them there for a couple hours. And then they come back a couple hours later when they're done shopping, and they go through them and look at them over again and decide if they want to buy them. What they don't know is high-end shoes. They don't know high-end sneakers, running shoes. What's the brand? Hoka, Hoka. Hoka, Hoka is like this big waffle looking shoe, $100 easy, $100. Any of the good brands, I recommend going to a mall, going to a rich mall in your area and looking at the shoes, the expensive shoes, and then go there. They don't know about these shoes. They don't buy wrestling shoes. They don't buy ski boots, cross-country ski boots. They don't buy high-end dress shoes, and I built a business out of just buying and selling shoes. But while I'm there, I'm looking around to see if there's anything else that's eBayable. I'm looking at the clothing. I'm looking at the ties. I like listing neckties, right? Because they're real simple to list. I'm looking for vintage clothing. I go ask the person behind the counter, what's the most expensive thing you have here, right? Because if something's for sale for $500 there, I look it up, and if it sells for $1,000, I talk to the manager, him and haw a little bit. They always will come down. They normally will come down a little. I'll give it to you for $400. Like, okay, even though they have a no negotiation price rule, they seem to always want to negotiate on those real expensive things. Because the thing is, if you buy something for $500, 99% of their other buyers aren't looking for $500 items in a thrift store. So I always look to see what the most expensive thing is there, and I resell that. And but just open your eyes to reselling. Open your eyes that anything can be resold. So change your life to, instead of just walking into Walmart, buying some dish soap and leaving, now you're going to go to Walmart and you're going to go to the clearance section. And you're not going to look at the clearance section as what you can use. You're going to look at the clearance section as what you can make money on. Because there'll be stuff, like one time I bought like 1,000, some special batteries from Walmart. They were like $14.99 on Amazon. And, they're on sale for like 50 cents. So I bought them all. And sold them on Amazon. Just have that mentality. But liquidation.com is a good place to go. I think your friend in Vegas there, that's what he uses, right?
Yeah, I'll talk to John on Wednesday.
Yeah, so on Wednesday, John's going to be here from Flippin' Ain't Easy. Right, he has his own YouTube channel. Go over there, like and subscribe. John's channel, Flippin' Ain't Easy. He's in Vegas, and he just buys liquidation pallets, manifested liquidation pallets, and he does full-time living. He used to be like an engineer on the railroad company or something like that, and now he does this full-time. So it certainly can be done. And you know what I like? I like that you have freedom. you know, freedom and happiness, you know, with all due respect, my wife pushes paper for a living, you know, and I can't see that being what you want to do for your life. You know, that's not what I want to do in my life. I don't want to push paper. I don't want to be held down by somebody else. I don't want to have to wait till somebody dies so I can get a promotion at work. I want to be on my own. I want to live my own life. And this business has given me that, you know, but all along I've been investing, right? I've been investing. You have to do the investments too. You have to take your money and put it in appreciating assets. My favorite is crypto. All right. But 10 years ago, my favorite wasn't crypto. 10 years ago, my favorite was real estate. I bought a lot of real estate. I bought restaurants. I bought houses. You know, now I just because crypto, I'd rather just, you know, I have to manage real estate and manage restaurants. My crypto just kind of sits there and grows, right? Grows. I don't have to do anything with that. So that's why I like putting my money into there. So I would use liquidation.com. I'd use B-Stock. B-Stock's a great place to go. Liquidation.com, thrift stores. You know, just get it your mindset and get into a routine. You know, every week you're going to, you know, on Wednesday, you're going to go to Salvation and shop. Thursday, you're going to list. Friday, you're going to search bin stores. Storage units, they're a little messier. You're going to have like a yard sale or something if you're going to do storage units, but you can find great values in storage units. Megalodon Queen, how you doing? How you doing, Megalodon? Is that really your picture there, Megalodon? Thank you for watching the channel. Thanks for coming on. Indiana's in the house. Set Hook says, I didn't even get to sell the first item. We noticed suspicious activity. Any other recommendations besides eBay? Yeah, you know, I don't know if you're the one we talked about the other day, but we've had 2 people come to us and ask for help because they sold one item, got booted off for life for one item. It was the first item they ever sold on Amazon. I'm sorry, on eBay, and they got booted off for life. So I would say we talk about having a loss leader, and we should have one of those in here sometime. We'll bring it in next show. But we have a loss leader. We have golf club head covers that I paid 15 cents a piece for. We were selling them for $14.99. They're like college teams, $14.99. But Esteban came to me and said, hey, let's drop the price down when our account was in bad standing. We now sell them for $3.99. We'll just sell the hell out of them because we have like 20,000 of them. So you have a loss leader. Sell your loss leader on eBay, Amazon. Take a loss on it. Get 20 to 30 to 40 feedback. And then you can start listing items because you don't want your first, when they see your first item's counterfeit, they automatically think that you're not a good seller. They think that you're scamming eBay. And so they have a reason to kick you off, you know? So find your loss leader. I would just sign up like, you know, I got kicked off years ago from eBay. So I used my wife's name, got kicked off there. You know, it just happens. It's just part of the business. My first time I got kicked off eBay permanently, I had a person working for me. She was listing stuff, and sometimes she would take stuff home and list it at home. And then when she saw something she liked, she'd bid on it, right? She legitimately would win the auctions. And then she didn't have to pay shipping because she would just pick it up at my store. So eBay saw the same, what do you call the code on your computer? IP address. Saw the same IP address, was listing merchandise and also bidding on auctions. So that's called a shill bid. They thought it was shill bidding, meaning like, I'm selling on my account and I have my wife going on there and bidding up my auction so that I get more money. That's called shill bidding. All right. So eBay thought we were shill bidding, but we weren't. The lady was just legitimately trying to buy my merchandise. And so they kicked me off for life. I ended up getting them on the phone, and it was funny. I don't think, at least back then, this was a while ago, eBay workers aren't allowed to hang up until you're satisfied with the answer. Satisfied with the call, right? So they let you. I was on the phone for hours arguing with these people, trying to find a different angle to argue my point, and they never back down. They're like, we understand where you're coming from, but there's nothing we can do. So Wholesale Queen says New Jersey is in the house. What's happening, Jersey? I'm flying into Jersey. I'm flying into Jersey on Sunday, and then going over I'm staying in Times Square for the week. So if anybody's going to be in New York City, let's come out and get a beer with me. I'll be there for 5 days. Ben says, who is going to manage your new bin store? I don't know yet, Ben. I got to find somebody. I do have a gentleman that I've been talking to for a while. He ran I'm not going to say what he ran, but he ran a business similar to mine. And he wants to leave there. He doesn't like working there. And he's been talking to me for a while he's been talking to me to come work for me for a while. And I know he's a good worker. He's a tough worker. The business he works at, he's never treated me unfairly. And he's never given the house away. So I know he's honest because I was a big buyer from him. So I'm thinking about having him work there, although it's quite a drive. He has a big drive now, but I do need to hire somebody up there. I tried to get Mandy and Mary to go up there and work it because I trust them. I trust them with my life. I trust them with everything I got. But it's about an hour away from where they live, so it might be a little bit too far. Although I might, maybe I'll get a company car and have them drive my car up there. And they'll get paid while they're on the road, even though. So we'll see. We'll see. I do need to find a manager though, Ben. It's going to be in Leesburg. If anybody knows anybody in Leesburg looking for some work, introduce them to me because I need somebody up there. Ever thought about putting out a step-by-step video for beginners? Yeah, we can do that. I mean, I think really all of my videos are step-by-step for beginners. We're trying to teach people how to be successful in this business, how to, but some people don't want to scale. I think, what was the lady's name that just asked that? Kate. So Katie, I mean, I'm assuming she doesn't want to scale her business, which is fine. You got, happiness is in here, right? You got to find your happiness. And her happiness is working out of home, got young kids working out of her garage and making enough money that she doesn't have to work outside the house. That is a fantastic dream and a fantastic goal. You got to find your happiness in the business. I seem to never be happy. I always want to scale things, which creates a lot more headaches, a lot more work, a lot more hardship. And I don't know, that's just the way I am. I'm thinking that someday I'm going to want to put all the hustle behind me, right? And just enjoy my life. We were talking about it with another gentleman earlier. This gentleman has millions and millions of dollars, but what did he say he spends a month? What did he say he spends a month as expenses? I mean, the guy has millions of dollars in the bank and his expenses were like $1,500 a month. It's like, at what point does he just say, that's it? I'm going to live like a millionaire, but to be a millionaire, you got to live like you're not a millionaire, right? And so at some point, I'm going to have to do the same thing, right? I'm going to have to say, all right, now I'm going to start spending my money because my income, my wealth has increased dramatically in the last couple of years because of crypto. But I'm not, my expenses are flat. I don't spend any more money than I did 2 years ago, even though Bitcoin has gone up from $3,000 to $60,000, which has a 20x. It's incredible. Brandon says, registered nurse here, started selling stuff around the house, made $400 and rolled it into more inventory. Haven't worked in the hospital for 2 years now because I'm replaced my passive income. Good job, Brandon. That's awesome. That's incredible. That's the stories that I love, man. Finding your happiness. I'm sure you got a lot of happiness. Well, I'm sure being a nurse, it's both, you see both sides of the world, right? You're very happy that you help make somebody healthy, but then you're also seeing, death and dying, which is tough for me to understand, so good, Brandon. I'm glad that you found something that makes you happy doing it full time. That's what I certainly advocate. I advocate finding your happiness. Now, if you're happy being a kindergarten teacher, that's your happiness. But I can't see how somebody working at Kinko's or Staples or an accounting office, that I can't see that being your happiness. I mean, I guess if you make enough money, that makes you happy. They did say that there's a happiness level, like, and this podcast said it's $75,000. That after making $75,000 a year, your happiness level plateaus.
I mean, my best friend, he loves numbers, so I can see him being happy as an accountant. So yeah. There are things you always say it. There's an ass for every seat.
Yeah.
So I mean, everyone's different,
And what about you, Stanley? I mean, I think you're happy doing video, right?
Yeah.
Well, when you're being creative, right? When you're being creative, I think video's fun. But when you're just doing the same mundane thing over and over again, I don't think that's fun.
Yeah, that's why I try to switch it up on our YouTube channel, not have the exact same type of videos all the time. I do some 360. I do some. Now we're having Jonathan. Do fixing stuff. We have some of. What else do we have?
Well, the 3D prints.
Yeah, 3D prints.
Yeah, we have a lot of new YouTube channels that we're trying to market and put out there. We're trying to say, hey, if we can successfully market Resale America, Liquidation Motivation, Deal Days, then we can do other ones. So we have some gaming channels coming up. We have some 3D printing channels. We have some Fix It channels. We have some. We're videotaping our.
Fix It guy.
I don't want to say nerds, right? But we have two guys that are incredibly talented that work in my store. I'm talking like they can tear down a TV from 1940 and they can replace all the circuitry on it. And those two just go at it and start talking about it. And it's
a different world when you walk into that room.
Yeah. They're just different guys. And I love them to death. They're just not like us, right? Yeah. But that's what they love. They love tearing shit down and fixing it. They just love it. And so we're going to try to put them on video.
Can we answer Zavra's question? So Zavra's question is, what's your end game, Tom? And same question to Esteban and Stan. For us, I think for Stan and I think we're approaching, or we're entering this new journey with this marketing group. And I think if we can automate that to the point where we can manage it and just pretty much sit back and see our creation grow on its own, that would be the end game. But like Tom says, it's what makes us happy. And I think for Stanley, definitely it's video and gadgets. If you can see us playing around in the background, you see him messing around with his GoPros.
Yeah, I got 7 to 9, the GoPro 7 to 9, and I paid for none of them.
But my point is that he has a true passion for gadgets and what's new out there when it comes to that. So that makes him happy. For me, I think I have a little OCD, so I know I have a OCD. So I love creating systems, and I'm good at it. I feel like I could take an idea. If Tom tells me, "Hey, I'm thinking of doing this," all right, and so he'll throw it against the wall, and then I could put all those pieces together and say, okay, we could use a VA for here, or we could use a WordPress for this, or we could use this for that. And then Stanley, with his knowledge of new tech, he'll be able to implement that too. So I find this super fun. So I think that our end goal is to see this new baby grow. That's our end game, is to see that. And then maybe sip some margaritas at the beach. Oh no. Some mango card at the beach.
Mango card.
Yeah, I heard that.
We went to lunch yesterday, and there's some beer called Mango Card. Card, CARD?
No, cart.
Mango Cart. I told him I don't drink fruity stuff, so I ended up having a Shinerbach.
I like Shinerbach too.
Yeah. That's right. But yeah, certainly that's our goal. Certainly our goal is to grow this baby. And that's what's happened is, we had Stanley in here working on our YouTube channel. We have Esteban in here working on our eBay channel. And then, I know they're really good workers. They're great people to be around. They're good guys. And so we started this new company. So now I'm investing in these guys. They're building this company, and I'm finally at a point where I can just be an investor, right? I don't have to be the worker. I can just be that point. Yeah, and you guys want to get to that point. Everybody wants to get to that point where you're the investor. You're not the worker. I've done the 50 years grind of being the worker, and now I just want to. I know they're good. So if you find good people around you, partner up with them. Get into business with them. It's super important to partner up with great people, and these guys are two of them. So we have a new company called All Set Media Group, marketing group or media group.
Same thing. All
Set Media Group, and we're going to start trying to do more YouTube channels. We're trying to market businesses. We're trying to be social media marketers. We're trying to perfect this business so that Resale America can prosper, Deal Days can prosper, Liquidation Motivation can prosper, and then we can sell that to other people and help market other people's companies.
I believe Liquidation Motivation is high quality content, and I know that it could be higher. And we know that we can find ways to promote it better. So once we perfect that, then we could say, oh yeah, we got something going.
Right.
I have a question.
And so that's why we're not selling. We haven't sold. Let me just read these other things real quick. But we're not selling anything right now. We're not taking on clients. We're not doing anything right now because we want to prove that we can do it. We want to prove through these channels that we can market our company. And we've always said that we're a marketing company. We're not a store. We're a marketing company that owns stores. Wholesale Queen said also shop at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, etc. for clearance. 100%, especially if you're on Amazon. If you can get ungated and all those items on Amazon, and I did really, really well with Amazon, until I got booted off for selling Amazon stuff back on Amazon.
Retail arbitrage, right?
Yeah, I did great at retail arbitrage. Very good at retail arbitrage. Because if you're buying something from CVS, it's not counterfeit, right? But you buy a pallet from Amazon and you sell a jersey out of it, and then you get kicked off Amazon because it's counterfeit. Like, why would Amazon be giving me this counterfeit shit? They shouldn't be doing that. It's a rough part of this market, but it's there. It happens. It's part of this market. Some people don't like me talking about it, but it's part of this market. Dom says, is there a shareable Vero list anywhere?
I just shared it with him.
Oh, there you go. If anybody else, can we post that on our website?
Yeah, sure. It's just a link to the eBay's Vero list.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, we can put a link to the Vero list from eBay. Anybody can find it right on eBay if they want to go see it. Calvin says, can you put a list of brokers you trust on your website? Yeah. We're
thinking about that. Yes.
We're working on that. Yeah. There is. I mean, I deal a lot with Midtown liquidation. I bought these 14 truckloads off somebody that doesn't want me to mention their name because they don't want any new buyers. They don't want to teach anybody the business. They already have enough buyers. That's where you need to be, right? That's where you need to be, is in that group with that broker. So you got to buy a lot, and you got to take away their pain points, and you got to buy consistently. Then you can get in line with these people. And that's what because I'm losing my local guy, I have to try to get in line with this other broker. And if I get in line and get their ear, that's why I bought the 10 truckloads of bigs from her. 10 truckloads of bigs. That's gonna change everything for me if I can get in line with them. Nice, Brandon. Me too. So Brandon's the one who said he quit his job, right? Was a nurse. All right. So Wholesale Queen did the same thing. Good job, Wholesale Queen. I worked in corrections. I was miserable. The employees sucked. The inmates were better than the employees. I can tell you a lot of stories about corrections officer, because where I come from in Watertown, New York, everybody, in order to get out of Watertown, you had to be a corrections officer. So then they'd go down to the city, and eventually they got transferred back up to New York. My brother has one of his best friends worked 20 years in corrections and was awake none of them. His job was going at midnight. He brought his pillow. He had to sit at his desk. All the inmates were sleeping, and he laid down and slept on his whole career. And now he has this corrections retirement, right, from sleeping. He did construction during the day. He flipped houses during the day.
I worked the night shift at a hotel for 20 years, and yeah, I know what you mean. But I didn't get to sleep.
You didn't get to sleep at all?
There was thousands of beds in the room. I mean, that place, but I didn't get to sleep.
Yeah. So you've been in the hotel industry. One time I went to Club Med. Club Med, and they go to check me in a room. They give us the keys. We open up the doors, and like the bed is messed up, like lamps are knocked over. Stuff is. I'm like, what did like 2 employees have a rumpus in here before? Does that happen?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that certainly happened.
Or what could have happened is that the front desk didn't change the room from clean to dirty. Or
could have just been a simple housekeeping. Didn't get to it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was like too strange. It was like the whole room was clean, but you could tell like the bed had been laid on and things were like tipped over. It was weird, very weird. I don't know. I'm sure crazy stuff happens in the hotel business, right?
Oh, I can tell you stories.
You can tell me stories. I'm sure. Just be the check-in guy, right? And some group of girls come in and like, I mean, that's what I love. Well, I probably shouldn't talk about that. Being in, owning a couple bars. You're in the bar business. Things can get crazy sometimes. Things can get real crazy sometimes. But we won't talk about that now. Calvin says, can you put a list of brokers on? Yeah, Calvin. We are working on that. We're trying to figure all that out. I mean, Midtown Liquidators, like I said, is one of the bigger ones you can go to. Colton Carlson does some. I did see a little communication between Colton and another guy, I think on my website, Bin Store and Truckload Buyers Co-op. That he didn't like the loads, but listen, there's loads for everybody, right? Process loads. I don't like process loads, but if you're just having a bin store, and you just want to have something consistent, process loads are good for you. You're just not going to find the home runs. You're not going to find especially if you're going to do a bin store and you don't do eBay. I would buy the process loads. They take out all the high end stuff, and then they, maybe they take out everything over $100, and then they sell the rest for a lot cheaper price. So that would be a good, consistent. It's easy to get. It's everywhere. I think there's a company called Wholesales here in Florida that sells them, and then Colton Carlson sells them. I trust him 100%. I've never bought those loads, but I trust him. He's a great guy. Him and Damien are partners, and they're like the young guns in the industry. They're like 25 years old. They're gonna be millionaires by the time they're 30. Although they both don't own Bitcoin yet. They haven't taken my advice. Hey, remember the guy that there was a guy in here that said he took my advice, put 50,000 in the Bitcoin. That 50 must now be $70,000 or $80,000. He's probably made $30,000 in the last month.
Didn't ETH go to all-time high?
Yeah, Ethereum went to an all-time high yesterday. I own a big bag of ETH, so that really helped me out yesterday. So yeah, I mean, you know, it's as long as you have first of all, if you're going to get into crypto, I would dollar cost average. That means put a little bit in every week. I put in $500 every week into crypto. I never miss it. But when I get a windfall, which a windfall is like a home run, you sell something for big bucks, then I might do another. But when I invest my windfall money, I only buy on a dip. I don't buy when it's at an all-time high. So ETH at an all-time high yesterday. I wouldn't buy ETH right now unless you're dollar cost averaging in. I wouldn't buy it right now. Wait for it to dip and then buy it again, because Bitcoin or cryptos go up and down in an upward trend. I would not buy Dogecoin. I would not buy Shiba Inu. I would not buy any of those coins. Buy the ones that do something. I mean, you might get a short-term gain, but sell it if you get a short-term gain. Get out of it. I would get out of Shiba right now. I would get out of it. I mean, but I might be wrong. But you know, I know Esteban's wife's made a lot of money on Shiba. The problem is, I mean, look at see, all those meme coins are just like the Robinhood stocks, right? The kids that went on Robinhood and took GameStop all the way up. But what did GameStop went all the way up, right? What did it do next? Went all the way down. Dogecoin went all the way up to almost $1, went all the way down 28 cents, right? AMC all the way up, all the way down. And you don't know where you're at on that chart. You don't know if you're here at the bottom and it still's got a lot more room to go, or what if you're here at the top and it's going to go straight down. So if you're in good profit, take your profits out of those. Take your profit out, put it into something that is guaranteed to go up. Those meme stocks have no use, and somebody can come out here and say, oh, it's going to do this, it's going to do that. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polkadot, Matic. Hey, remember Franco the other day was saying invest in Matic, and I said I'm putting 10,000 in. I didn't. I forgot to. What did it do? It went up freaking 40% yesterday, one day. I would have made $4,000 in one day if I would have put the money into it. I didn't do it. I didn't. MG Franco, the smartest guy I know, man. I don't even know him. I don't even know him.
I'm going to ask a question that I know everyone else is going to ask.
Yeah.
Like, how do we know which coin to invest in? You just said that a meme coin you wouldn't invest in. But I know that a lot of people here don't know what the difference is between a meme coin and, let's say, something that's being used like Ethereum.
Yeah. So I mean, my opinion is that you should, if you want to be the safest, you put half into Bitcoin and half into Ethereum. So if you have $100, put $50 into Bitcoin, $50 into Ethereum, if you want to be safe. If you want to go outside onto, then there's a lot of other ones that are really good coins. You can go and, I don't know if they're going to win or work, but you got Matic, which is Polygon, you got Cardano, you got XRP, which is being sued by the SEC. You can go out. Those are kind of mediocre safe bets, right? And then you got high risk, high reward bets, which is literally 7,000 different cryptos, all right? And that's what Shiba is in, that high risk, high reward. So you can, in one day you can make millions of dollars. The next day you could lose millions of dollars. I mean, there was a guy who was famous for investing his 401k into Dogecoin, and it ended up being like he ended up being on like who's the Stephen Graham and all those guys, those YouTubers that are like have millions and millions of hits. And then there's that other guy in California just moved to Vegas. Anyways, they got on a show together with this guy that turned his Dogecoin into like $2.2 million. He was a young kid. He worked at an animation studio. And then it went down to 26 cents. And now that same money is worth like 400 grand. This guy went from $2.2 million to 400 grand, something like that. I don't know the specifics. I'm probably half of that is true, what I just told you. But the story goes something like that. Why would you he had $2.2 million, but he had this conviction that it's going to keep going up, and it's not. They have no use, no reason to buy those things. So if you're in profit, so your wife's in profit, I would get rid of it.
So you would look at,
or put it in Axie.
Yeah. You would look at coins that are being used for a reason. So you would do the research to find out, okay, why is this coin made, and what purpose does it
Yeah.
have?
What does it do? Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I mean, you can. There's so many different coins out there that do things. I wouldn't be putting money into coins that don't do things. And just, I mean, you can look at, and I don't want to be a hypocrite because I put money into these before. I just would hate to give people advice. They put money into it and then they lose it all.
Yeah.
Some people just don't get it. No, I don't want to say that. That's a totally different topic. Some people just don't get crypto. They don't get crypto. They don't understand that Bitcoin will change everything. Jack Dorsey from Twitter says that Bitcoin will solve everything, and it really will. You'll see it. El Salvador, they have Bitcoin is now one of their natural currencies, and they've been buying. They bought the dip, so that investment they made is like worth hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars more. So they grew the wealth of that country by hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in just 6 months.
Yeah,
I mean, just 6 months. So it's just incredible. It's an incredible market. I mean, someday I'm gonna share my portfolio with everybody here. So one of these days, I got to do a nice pie chart and show everybody what I buy, what I believe in, what I have money invested in, and the growth. And it's just been incredible. It's changed my life. Someday I'm going to start spending it. Not yet, but someday. Yes.
So there's another question here via email. Hi Tom, I enjoy watching your videos. They are very informative. This is from Beth. She says, I am very interested in opening a bin store here in Connecticut, but do not have liquid assets / cash to start. I'm looking into grants and other funding. Would it be a good idea to take out a business loan to start the business? Also, do you know of any suppliers up here in the north? And that's from Beth.
So Beth, I would be careful on the business funding. If you can, so there's a lot of development money out there. I've used development money before for projects, a lot of projects, and you can get loans just about anywhere if you're going to use development money. Matter of fact, one time I bought a building. Listen to this deal. I tell you guys about this deal? I must have. So I own a brewery, but I don't own the business. I own the real estate of a brewery. So we bought the building for $150,000. And then we went to we needed $150,000 to build it out, right? So $300,000. So we went to a development agency, got the loan. So we got the bank loan for the 150, and the next 150 we got from a development agency. 75,000 of it was a grant, and then 75,000 of it was a 1% interest loan. So I mean, first of all, I got a quarter of my whole project for free. I got a quarter of my project paid a 1% loan. And the reason why I got the loan and the grant is because we were creating jobs, right? Anytime you create jobs, these development agencies will kick in money. And so now, then the lady comes in to build the brewery, and she puts another $1 million into my building. So now I got a building that's probably worth $1 million that I owe $200,000 on. She pays the rent, so it's like free. It's a free asset. So, when that gets paid off, it's probably a 15-year note. I might have 12 years, 11 years left on it. I'm going to have a million. Well, I got a partner in it, so I'm going to have $500,000 in free money that all I had to do was put together all the numbers, the credit, the workings, and really my partner did most of that. And boom, that's how you build wealth. That's how you freaking build wealth. That's how I used to build wealth. Now I build wealth by putting it into crypto. But getting the bank loan, is possible. I mean, I'm a little concerned that you don't have any money. And the reason that I say that, because, I've started businesses without money before. I've had a large portion of my life where I didn't have a lot of money, but then I would have windfalls. I'd sell something to make 20 grand. I'd sell a house and make 20 grand, sell a car and make 10 grand. And then I would open a business with that, but I wasn't well funded. So but you know what? If you can get a decent interest rate, I would get a business loan. Screw it. Get in the business, because I think this business is easy. This business is easy to make money, and if you don't open one up, somebody else is going to open one up in your town. Esteban was saying that he thinks dollar stores are going to go out of business because, it's something like Dollar Tree might have to raise their prices, that that because they can't buy the stuff because of the inflation that's going on and the supply chain that's going on, that they might have to raise their prices and no longer be a dollar store. They're gonna have to be a $2 store or something like that. That bin stores could be replacing all those kind of stores, because then they're not held hostage by having that pricing strategy. You can just do a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, dump it all in, and it's a marginal propensity to consume. Customers will buy it when they feel like it's at the right price, right? That's it. So, if you're interested in bin store, I certainly would get into the bin store business. I would get the loan. I would try it. Shit, you might as well try it. And if you fail, claim bankruptcy, 3 more years, wait 3 years, and then you can get another loan. That's the way it works. I would certainly try. Everybody should be trying. Everybody should be trying. As long as you can execute it right, as long as you're a good worker, as long as you're a hustler, I would try it and I would get into the business. I think it's easy. I think my stores do make approximately $80,000 a year each in profit after everybody is paid. So I just want to keep opening more stores. Harry says, what is the best way to write a business plan for a bin store? I would just, you know what I would do, Harry? I'd search business plan on the internet. I'd copy and paste it on a Word, Microsoft Word document, and then I would change the little details that pertain to your store. A business plan, everybody talks about business plans, but what I find out is a lot of times people do more planning than they do actually working it, or more planning than doing. All right, I don't do many plans. Now unfortunately I can say, Esteban, this is my plan, this is my thoughts, and then he develops a plan. All right. Stanley, this is my thoughts. They develop the plan. That's why we're doing this marketing company. So yeah, but some banks require the business plan, so you're going to have to do all that. I know if you go through the SBA, they're going to require it. But right on the SBA site is a free business plan software, so you can go right on the SBA's website, do your business plan right there, and they give you examples of other people's business plan. And the bank don't care. The bank's going to want to see the P&L statement, your statement of cash flows. They're going to want to see that. They're going to want to see your growth projections and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't like business plans. I don't do them anymore. 99% of business plans get ripped up after you open up, because you realize that real business is not written in a plan. It's actually changes day to day. But yeah, I'd go right to the SBA's website to do a business plan, Harry.
In regards to business plans, I always tell my VAs, I just gave you a guide. Take note. It's going to change. This is an ever evolving document. It's never going to stay the same.
Yeah, I agree with that. 100%. Hey, I never answered what my end game is.
Oh, you did it?
Did I?
Yeah, you said you love fruity drinks.
I didn't say I love fruity drinks. You love fruity drinks. So my end game, who was it? Zabra. My end game, I think, is, it's all along, it's been like make whatever money I can, and then move to a country where the cost of living is less expensive, more exotic, and more fun. And sometimes in the United States, people can be pretentious. Richer people can be pretentious. But if if I could, you can live on an average income that you make in the United States, and let's say you move to Colombia and you're getting Social Security, when you turn 65 and get Social Security, you're making $1,800 a month. Down there, that's a great living, right? Because they average $200 a month in income. So a beer is only 50 cents. A great steak dinner is only $10. Your life can be a lot better. You can rent a 5,000 square foot apartment for $2,000, where in one of the biggest cities. You can just do all these better things, and your money is better spent. And it's safe. Everybody tells me it's not safe, but it's safe down there. So you got Colombia, Costa Rica, you got Mexico, a lot of nice places in Mexico to go. So I think that's what I kind of want to do. I want to see what it's like to have a nice place, a maid, a chef, people that I can take care of, and so I believe that your life is made up of things you like to do and things you don't like to do. And as you gain more and more money, the things you don't like to do, can go away. And that's what's the beauty of. That's why they say money doesn't make you happy, but I think it takes away a lot of pain, and the pain is stuff that you don't like to do. Like, I don't like mowing lawns. I freaking hate mowing lawns. Mandy says she loves freaking mowing lawns. I think she's crazy.
There's an ass for every seat.
Yeah, I just hate mowing lawns. And the my income level, when I made so much money, I never had to mow a lawn again. I just pay somebody the $40 a month to mow my lawn. That's it. I don't have to deal with it. I don't like cleaning pools. So I have a pool boy. I don't have a pool right now. I used to have a pool, but I would have a pool boy. you know, and as more and more money you make, now you can spend, you know, like I hate the fact that I don't pay somebody to do my laundry at home because my wife does all our laundry, you know, but I know that's a no fun for her, right? I mean, you think it's fun for 5 hours? We got 4 kids, right? For 5 hours, one taking a whole day up doing laundry. No, I want to pay to take away that pain point from her. And you know what? I don't do that, but I need to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to pay to take away her pain points. Yes.
You know, I was listening to a motivational podcast yesterday, and the podcast says, look at your to-do list and only handle those tasks that you can that will earn you $1,000, not $10, not $100, $1,000, and then delegate the rest. So that's what you're pretty much saying. Why spend your time on something that I said it before, you're stepping over dollars to pick up pennies.
Yeah.
You know, so when we could get to that point where we no longer have to do that, and we can pay someone else to fill in that time for us, we should take advantage of that. You know, I always recommend my wife to use the damn dishwasher. Stop washing the dishes. You know, stop washing dishes, throw stuff in the dishwasher, and play Axie.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm joking in a way, but
no, you're right though. You're right. But you know now, you know, so I have a cleaning lady or a maid or whatever you want to call it come once a week. You know, when I get done with this podcast, I'm gonna call my wife. I'm gonna text my wife. She got mad at me this morning, so I'm gonna just text her. I'm not gonna call her. I'm gonna tell her that I want her to start bringing the cleaning lady in more, and then I want you to figure out how we can pay somebody to do the laundry, because that'll take away 2 pain points from her. You know, that you know, I don't, you know, I mean, I don't do the cleaning in my house. My wife does. I don't do the laundry in my house. My wife does. But it's not that I don't do anything, you know. When I get up, I'll clean up I'll pick things up, and, you know, but she'll come and do the dishes, right? She'll clean the bathroom, you know.
Are you the Mr. Fix-It?
I'm not that handy either, but I rent. Remember, we did the whole series that I rent, so I don't need to fix shit. That's what I love about renting. My hot water tank doesn't work. What happened? The garage door is broken.
You know how many times I told that to my wife? I'm like, I don't want to own a house. I don't want to mow the lawn. I don't want to do this. I don't do that. Yeah, I might want to own property and run it, but I don't want to fix anything.
Well, we talked about that too. Remember, we were thinking of getting was it bridal homes or something like that?
Oh, you're talking about like
venues.
Yeah.
Venues. Or find their own venues and then put fake grass so we don't have to mow it.
Yeah, fake grass. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. I don't, you know, that's, you know, listen, okay. So my rent, so I rent a 3,000 square foot house in Tampa, Florida. It's a 5-bedroom, 3 bathrooms. And I pay $2,200 a month. When I started there, it was $2,000. Every year she raised it $100. So it's $2,200 a month. That's cheap right now. Right. You can't get apartments right now for that price. So now listen, so I pay that. I don't know what her mortgage is. I have no idea what her mortgage is. Right. So she's got to pay her mortgage out of that. Last month, she paid to put a new roof on the house. So that's what, $10,000? I don't know.
At least
$10,000 to put a new roof on the house.
For a house that big, yeah.
And then the homeowners association said that she needed to paint the house. $3,000 or $4,000, $5,000 to paint the house. I mean, you know, then the garage door stops working. She's got to put it in. She's got to hire some. Then the hot water tank stopped working. She got to hire somebody. You know, it's like, I don't, you know, I get it why people own homes, but it's just to take away all my pain, I don't have to worry about any of that shit. None of that shit. So that makes me able to focus on everything else. So I need to take those things off my wife's table. Cooking and clean, not cooking. She likes to cook, and I like to cook, but cleaning and laundry. I need to take that off her plate. I'm so focused on taking things off my plate that I need to be a little more generous with my wife. So, all right, I'll stop talking about that. So how many bins is optimal for a bin store? I have one bin store. You know, I don't think it freaking matters, man. And I haven't figured out the real magic sauce yet. I know it works for me. I have a bin store with 60 bins, another one with 35 bins. But my buddy David, who used to be my manager, has like 15 bins, and he does like the same sales I do. So And I don't think he has a difference. He buys the stuff for me, but he does the same sales. So I don't think there's a magic sauce. I just had somebody email me this morning saying they're hitting records by buying these. He's putting the Home Depot turbos and the Amazon in his bins, and he's hitting records every week. And he's in a warehouse, so they're just do it, man. Just do it. David's store is only 1,500 square feet. My store is 10,000 square feet, but he matches my sales. Maybe I need to put more merchandise in my bins. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the right number is. What would I say? 40. Well, my new store is going to be 10,000 square feet. I'm going to try to stick 80 bins in this, but I got to keep it freaking filled, right? I got to keep it filled. If you're going to put bins in there and only fill them halfway, it's not worth it. Those things need to be over full. So, Shelly Fisher, how you doing, Shelly? I see people dumping hundreds of pieces into the bins and wonder how they keep track of it. When you're moving that much product per week, what does the back end look like as far as bookkeeping? So I have a video in my YouTube channel, Shelly, which she must be watching on, right? That says how much money I make in a bin store, and I break down the P&L. Now I know my figures are wrong. Some reason I really should reshoot that video because I look like an ass. I'm very good at math, and I messed up the math on that. But I tell you how much money I make in my bin stores. So one of my bin stores, the ownership structure is different in one of my bin stores. So the owner, my partner in that one, does a P&L for me every month. So that's how I know exactly what I make in that bin store. So we work it out where I sell her. She pays me a certain amount of money per pallet. She dumps them. She works the whole store, manages it, and then we split the profits 50-50 after her salary. So I have a very accurate accounting to what a bin store makes. My other bin store is owned solely by my company, Resale America. I don't have a partner in that one. So that one we really use as a dumping ground for merchandise. So anything that we can't sell in our store, we send to the bin store and just dump it and get rid of it. So we have zero accounting there. The only accounting we have is the bank account showing money going in, money coming out. But what I love about bin stores, you don't have to do inventory. I mean, really, it's just a cash flow issue, right? Make sure you got more money coming in than going out, and you're going to have a profit at the end of the year. You can't inventory this kind of stuff. I mean, I don't know if anybody else has any ideas about how they do the accounting for their stores, but the truth is, I hire an accountant at the end of the year, and they figure it out. They cost me $4,000, but that's for all 3 stores. They do all the accounting, they figure out all the numbers, and then they give me a P&L. And I know that you really, I base it on the one store that I know I get a P&L from every month, how much my other store earns, because they do similar sales. They have similar products. So the only thing on the store that I own by myself, I have a $20 and $10 day. So that kind of changes things a little bit. I could put bigger and more expensive items there. Go ahead.
I got another question here.
Okay.
All right. Blue Phoenix, Micah says, good morning. We just found your YouTube channel and stores info. Stores info. Planning on taking a trip to see them soon. In one video, you talked about couches from Disney. Can I ask how you got those? Is it directly from Disney or through someone else? I hope your bin stores are having a great start to the weekend.
All right. So Disney owns tons of hotels, tons of properties all over Orlando. So they need to have a network of people that just come pick up shit from them. I hear they have this warehouse that's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of square feet where they have all this merchandise in. And, so their hotels, like Esteban, you would know more about this than me. So when you're in business and you buy an asset, you depreciate the asset for a certain period of time, right? You expense it out. So maybe the furniture at a Disney hotel is expensed for 5 years. So at the end of the 5 years, when the depreciation runs out, they buy more new furniture and re-outfit and refresh the hotels. So that furniture goes to these warehouses, and sometimes they sell the merchandise, sometimes they give it away. Sometimes they just get so much, they call it people that pick up from them, and they get truckloads and truckloads and truckloads from them. Like, I know, like when they replaced the mattresses at one hotel, they were selling me like $2,000 mattresses. They were used for like $10, but they just needed to get rid of them. But I mean, I used to buy a bunch of stuff from them, but the problem is that you get just too much. I like to be a big buyer, and you just, when you get in, 200 nightstands, all the same, It's like you need to have a big ass warehouse with pallet racking that you can palletize this and store it, because you're only selling one a week. Well, I don't have 200 weeks to hold on to nightstands to make my money back, right? So that's 4 years worth of nightstands. That's my problem with the Disney stuff. But I like it. I mean, you know, typically stuff in a Disney hotel is like real creative and, you know, and striped, and maybe I mean, certainly if it has Mickey Mouse on it, it's going to be worth a fortune, right? So I have a love-hate relationship with hotel furniture and stuff like that. What I understand is that there's a Disney store where Disney employee store where employees can buy the used stuff from Disney, and then they can you know, they have first dibs. So I heard if you know an employee, you can get into that store and take a look to see what they have. Maybe that's the angle we should take one of these days, and try to buy a bunch more from Disney. I have seen brokers list Disney furniture before, one time, and that was during the virus. And that was during the virus. What they did is, like, the student housing where all the students live, they were going to clear them all out, because they rented the student housing off somebody who owns the whole complex. They were going to turn them back over to the landlord, so they had to sell all the furniture out of there. But that wasn't like nice Disney furniture. That was just like commercial furniture. We bought a bunch of bunk beds off them. Set Hook said, did you say you can help sourcing some Home Depot turbo loads? So yeah, when I buy from Midtown Liquidators, you got to get on a rotational list. But if anybody's interested, I have a friend